Yep. We're back. We're back with another one. This is MrNiiMer, and I bring to you MrNiiMer Geeks. So today, on this video, I saw something really interesting on the internet. Actually, it's interesting because I have a Google app on my phone. So if you're out there and you don't know this, Google has an app of its own, and then there is Google Chrome, and then there's Gmail, and then there's other things. But then I don't know if it's a Google search app or it's a Google app, but then yeah, Google has an app of its own. So what I normally use this app for is on the iOS side of things, I use it to get access to Google Lens. If you don't know what Google Lens is, Google Lens is another app that you can use to search for things by pictures. So you can use Google Lens to scan a picture, and then Google will tell you what the picture is about, or whatever it's in the picture is about. Or you can use it for translations so as well. Or you can actually use it to scan text off documents or anything, a wall or a sheet of paper or even a PC screen or a screen or anything. You can also use it to scan QR codes too. So you can use the Google Lens app for a whole bunch of things. But yeah, I use the Google app on iOS to access my Google Lens. But on my Android phone, I use it generally for things Google. But then the cool thing that I like about it sends you notifications of things that you seem to be interested in. So things that Google has learned about you all this while, and then it will kind of send you notifications about that. So what it actually did was it sent me almost like maybe 10 notifications of articles about Windows 11. And I was like, what did I do that Google is sending me a whole bunch of notifications about Windows 11? But yeah, I think majority of the notifications were about the new updates coming out. So if you're out there, there's a new update coming out. We'll talk about that. But then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, if there's a new update, already I have a bunch of problems with Windows 11. So let me just read through it and then see what it offers. But I think the first notification that I clicked on was from Make Us Off. So if you haven't heard of this site, it's Make Us Off. If you click and then you go to their main page, it's literally things about tech. So you can find productivity, Android, smart TVs, networking, Windows 11, entertainment. Most of their notifications, everything is mainly things about tech. Here it says I had 500 Obsidian clips rotten in my inbox. Claude found something. Like there's a whole bunch of things that you can delve into when you go to make us of make use of. Sorry, I've been mentioning it all wrong. Make use of. So make use of. So if you're out there and you are interested in things tech, just go to make use of. Just search for make use of. Add everything together. There's no space. So the first one was Windows 11 still can't beat the operating system it replaced. That was the first notification on Windows 11. So this was an article by he's a Nigerian, probably from the name, but Mr. Afolabi, and this was published on August 10, 2026 at 10 a.m. EDT. What's EDT? Let's see if my search thing can come up with what EDT is. Search. Now, please, you they feel me, or you they feel me, but well, you let's just search what EDT is. So EDT most commonly stands for okay Eastern Daylight Time. So people from North America. So yeah, they may be, yeah. So it says Oluwa Demilade. It's a tech enthusiast with over 5 years of writing experience. He joined the MEO team in 2022 and covers various topics including consumer tech, iOS, Android, artificial intelligence, hardware, software, and cybersecurity. Oh, that's cool. Mr. Afolabi, that's cool. So the article started off with Windows 10 has been dead for the better part of a year now, at least according to Microsoft's calendar. Regular support ended in October 14, 2025, taking free software updates, technical assistance, and security fixes with it for PCs outside Microsoft's extended security updates program. He goes on. Yet in July 2026, stat counter still measured 29.83% of worldwide Windows desktop web usage coming from Windows 10. Windows 11 sat comfortably ahead at 68.93%. So the new operating system has already won the raw usage share battle. Nearly 3 years in 10, nearly 3 in 10 is still an awfully large number for the OS Microsoft tried or retired almost 10 months ago. That's the sense in which Windows 11 still hasn't quite beaten beating the operating system it's replaced. I have used, so this is from Mustafa Labi. I have used Windows 11 as my daily driver for long enough that going back isn't particularly tempting. But Windows 10 has proved remarkably hard to kill. Some PCs can't officially make the jump, others are still doing whatever their owners need them to do without much reason to disrupt a working setup. So yeah, this is I also fall into this most of the times. I use Windows 11 and like I said, it has been giving me a whole bunch of problems. Um Most of the times it's really laggy. I don't know why. It's always slow to start up things. So this is even this is kind of like this whole notification from Google was kind of the segue into the problem that I had and then the solution. But yeah, it has been laggy. You try to start up things, it will freeze, it will lag, like things that normally would have started like sharp. Now it no longer that does that anymore. So when I saw this, obviously I was like, and I have been thinking, why don't I just format this whole PC? I have backups of the programs already. Let me just format this PC and then just go back to Windows 10 because I use Windows 10 in the office, and Windows 10 in the office is like smooth. I don't really have any problem with it, especially with the problem that I have where I find myself having maybe like 20 gig of space, and then over a month, like I see it dwindling down without me actually saving things or downloading things or any of that kind of stuff. I've never had that problem with Windows 10. It only started with Windows 11. So I've also considered it too as well. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm part of those people. So the line was drawn in the sand by silicon and not software. So TPM 2.0 turned, should I upgrade into can I upgrade? Yeah, so I remember when Windows 11 came out and then they came up with TPM. So let's search for TPM. So TPM is a trusted platform module. So it is a specialized security chip on a computer's motherboard or processor that safely stores encryption keys, passwords, and then digital certificates. It protects your device from malware and unauthorized changes during startup. What TPM does. So security key storage, drive encryption, safe start, so secured boot, system check. It will confirm that your PC hardware and software have not been tampered with. And then how to check your PC. So you can press on the Windows key plus the R button on your keyboard, type in tpm.msc and then press enter. Read the status text to see if version 2.0 is ready. Turn it on in your BIOS or UEFI state settings if your PC says it is missing. Okay, so let's try it out. So Windows R tpm.msc tpm.msc and then enter. Nothing comes. Hey. let's try it again. So t p m dot msc. Still nothing. Well, so I think this is wrong. I don't know if it is taking its time and then to show up later, but yeah, I already ran with this 11, so I'm sure you can do that. So I think when this whole TPM thing started, that was what made people not want to, or you couldn't even upgrade to Windows 11 if you're using a machine that supported Windows 10. So it continues. A perfectly usable older PC can fail Windows 11's compatibility check without actually feeling old. It may still handle a browser, spreadsheet, video calls, and everything else its owner bought it for. Yet Microsoft's upgrade rules draw the line somewhere else. Windows 11 requires TPM 2.0 UEFI software with secure boot capability and a processor of Microsoft's compatibility list, in addition to more conventional RAM and storage requirements. That leaves plenty of older PCs outside the official support upgrade, official supported upgrade path, even when their performance remains perfectly adequate. A 7 or 8 year Office PC can still feel completely serviceable while failing Microsoft's check because one part of the hardware falls outside the security baseline. There are ways to get Windows 11 running on an old computer, obviously, although doing so doesn't certainly make that hardware officially supported. So I think because of TPM 2.0, it stopped people too from being able to do an upgrade to Windows 11. So people are still stuck on Windows 10. So there's also the Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft kept moving its own finish line. The final cutoff kept getting less final. Okay, so this is where you go to the extended. So it says Microsoft's handling of extended security updates makes the transition even more interesting. When the company announced a consumer ESU option in October 2024 and described it as 1 year extension costing $30. I remember this. So I actually did like I did uh, I did something on this when this came out on my radio show. So I mentioned in I think one of my videos, I used to do a tech show on radio. So yeah, I did an episode about this back then in 2024. It described it as a 1 year extension costing $30. The current program goes considerably further. Eligible Windows 10 2022 consumer PCs can now receive a critical security updates through October 12, 2027, 2 years after regular support ended. So yeah, Microsoft themselves are shifting things and then pushing things back. But I think this isn't really an update for Windows 10. These are just security updates for Windows 10. I don't think they are really working on adding new features like the way they are polishing Windows 11. So I think that's cool. So familiarity is doing more work than people give it credit for. The devil you know still boots faster than the one you don't. Okay, that's also cool. So here, Mr. Ofalade says hardware legibility only explains part of Windows 10's persistence. Windows 11 also spent years asking long-time Windows users to accept changes to parts of the interface that had already settled into familiar workforce. Yes, especially the Windows starts being in the middle. A whole lot of people hate that. Like you can see, I have on my left here. So the taskbar is a good example. Windows 10 lets you move it to any edge of the screen. Windows 11 launched without the flexibility and kept it missing for years. Microsoft only began previewing movable taskbars again for Windows insiders in May 2026, with the feature still under development and then carrying limitations. So yeah, UI things like that were also so I saw this and I said, okay, this is interesting because with all my problems that I've been going through, I also still want to go back to Windows 10. The only thing stopping me is how I am going to back up everything, especially like single files. I have single files that I would have to copy. Although I'm not saying backing it up is going to be that hard. I just need to have software for backing up so I can literally do all of that. But just pushing everything over there and then formatting and then starting all over again. I just don't want to go through that hassle. I would likely have to find maybe a weekend and then do that. So I just wouldn't want to do that. That's why I'm still on Windows 11. But I'm still going through the problems that I have. So I don't know. So then after seeing this, I went to the other notifications too as well. So then I saw this too. So this article says this is from Windows Latest. So Windows Latest, I think it literally brings you news about Windows 11. And then not really Windows, and there's also Windows 10 here. So Microsoft is limiting Windows 365, and then on Windows, of course, they are going to do things. So Windows 10 KB5 12024449 keeps the OS protected. Direct download links. Okay. So you can get news about anything Windows here. I think there's Windows AI requirements, Windows 1124H2, Windows 11 ISOs. You can get Windows 1125H2 here too as well. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do here. Now, um, so the article said again from Windows latest, the author is Abhijit MB, and this is from August 12. So it says Windows 11's faster app launches released today, enabling it using these steps. To enable it using these steps. So again, I saw this, and again, it took me back to the problems I've been having, where most of my apps are now launching slowly, especially OBS. I used to just click on the OBS shortcut and then open. Now it takes a hell. I don't know if it's initializing devices or anything. I don't even know, but yeah, it takes a while now. So I saw this and I was like, okay, cool, that's cool. Let me check it out. So the article reads: Windows 11's CPU boost feature is now silently active while opening apps too, after installing the August 2026 security update. So if you go to, you click on your Windows logo on your taskbar, you go to settings, you see how settings took its while. You can either go to Windows Update here, or you can go to Windows Update in the top right corner. And then when you go there, if you are connected to the internet, it will take its time, like it's taking its time right now. And then it will check for updates to see if you are eligible for any of the updates out there. So like I said, it is taking its time. But yeah, we digress. So you can go and then get the new August 2026 security update. So it's in the build 26200.9168 plus. So we tested this on the same PC before and after installing the update, and can confirm all types of apps now launch faster. The feature responsible is called Low Latency Profile. It works by spiking your CPU to near maximum frequency for 1 to 2 to 3 seconds the moment you interact with something, then letting it drop back to idle almost immediately after. Oh, okay. So this is kind of like, is it maybe unlocking? I don't know, maybe unlocking or boosting. Um, so okay, so I think this is a picture of this, and it says okay, so here it has boosted all the CPUs to, I think, their basic ends whilst opening WhatsApp. So the WhatsApp app. And another thing too, the new WhatsApp app on PC is trash. It's just trash. I use WhatsApp web now. I used to like the old WhatsApp app was really stable. I think earlier this year they came up with a new update with a new build. It was a total overhaul and it's really bad now. So yeah, in case you are wondering, this isn't a lazy workaround and has real engineering logic behind it. And Microsoft has already defended it against people assuming otherwise. So low latency profile rolled out to nearly everyone back in June 2026, but until now it only covers Windows shell elements such as start search, notification center, and then similar flyouts. Really? ah, so it means it doesn't really apply to apps. Is that what they are saying? So Microsoft original May changelog mentioned app launch as part of the features scope too, but it didn't work yet at the same time. At the time, sorry. Something we confirmed when we first tested a hidden feature back in May with the August 2026 update. So again, the KB512103, Microsoft has finally turned the switch on, and apps now benefit from the CPU boost. The CPU boost the start menu has had since June. Oh, okay. So in June it was mainly for UI elements, but now it is for apps. So apps open quicker after installing the Windows 11 August update thanks to Microsoft's CPU boost tech. So how do you turn it on? That's what I want to know. There's nothing on how to turn it on. Okay, how to enable for apps if you haven't gotten it. So low latency profile for apps is included in the Windows 11. Again, the KB51211003 or build 26200.9168 or 26100.9168. That's the same thing. Just okay, 2600, 26200, and then 26100. Sorry, or newer, and it's rolling out today. If low latency profile for apps hasn't reached your PC through controlled feature rollout yet, you can technically force it on using a third-party open source tool called Vive tool. Okay. So you can use Vive tool. So go to the offline Vive tool. Okay, get Vive tool from the GitHub. So you can search Vive tool GitHub. So VIVE tool, and download the latest zip. Extract the contents and then extract it directly to C. So create this folder in your C drive and then extract the contents directly there. Open command prompt in administrator mode. Type the following to navigate to the Vive tool. This is all. You are just worrying yourself when you do this. So literally just go to, like I did, Windows settings, or press the Windows key and then the I button, and then come here and then come and see if you have it. So KB, I have the KB51016684 or the 26200. So this is the update here that I'll have to download and then install, and then I'll have it. I thought maybe it was going to appear in the settings for you to actually turn it on or off, but the way we are telling you to go and do a whole bunch of things there, I'm not sure about that. So yeah, in case you found yourself in the same predicament that I have, where your Windows 11 is lagging and then struggling when trying to open apps and all that kind of stuff, you can either decide to go back to Windows 10, since Windows 11 isn't really replacing it like they said, or Microsoft isn't replacing a Windows 11 like they said, or you can do a Windows 11 update. Again, start, settings, or the gear button. You go to Windows Update, and then you do or download this update if you have it here, or use Vive tool. So you can just go on Google and then search Vive tool, and then it will be here for you to use it. I think they also have their own website too, so Vive tool for Windows 11, and then you can try and then start using the new feature that helps. So low latency profile. It is called the low latency profile or low latency CPU profile, CPU boost, which uses or maxes out all your cores on your PC's CPU whenever you are trying to open an app or do maybe any UI interaction. So if you like this one, press the like button. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you found this useful, you can also share to someone. And if there's any feedback you would want to give, put it in the comment section for me as well. Again, this is MrNiiMerGeeks, and you see you in the next one.